Hi, well, it's been a while. What can I say? Let me just adjust and get in a good position so I can get comfy to talk to you for a little while, because we've got some catching up to do. Okay, so in the last video I left you with word that, the summation of my bath trip and what had happened there. Since that time, I have heard from them. I have been accepted onto a course. However, they do not feel that I am capable of managing one of their standard 4-week courses that run with a group of 6 people. They don't feel that I'm quite up to the rehabilitation standards required to partake in one of those courses. So what they've done is they're going to create a 2-week course specifically for me, with a team that's dedicated to working with me and working with me on my own. Oh, so special am I? That really is. It's really just because I'm not well enough to manage with everybody else, so I'm kind of like in the slow group. Yeah, so I can handle it. I can still put my diva spin on it, and I can pretend I'm like Mariah with her up and coming documentary series that's following her around on tour and stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. It's all about me. Yeah, darlings. No, I'm kidding. Like I said, it's the slow group. Anywho, you can see I'm happy to be back with you all, can't you? You can tell. It's been a while since I explained some symptoms of fibromyalgia and everything that's involved in it to you. I'm embarking on kind of a new crusade where I really want to push education of this illness forward, because it's just not cool that so few people know anything about this and know what to do within it. It's kind of come to my attention that most of the people who know me only know about it because I've mentioned it. They don't know anything about it otherwise, and that's just not an okay thing. This is a very serious illness, and it has an impact on all aspects of life, more than most people could possibly begin to imagine, and yet there's no dedicated treatment for it. Most doctors in the UK don't know how to treat it. I myself have been on the receiving end of nothing as far as, NHS care goes, because the doctors and the medical community in this country just don't know what to do where fibromyalgia is concerned. They're not trained on it the way that they are in America, so we have to take it upon ourselves, sufferers, to get the word out there and spread as much knowledge as we possibly can. So I'm really going to be doing my best to come back with these videos and everything I was saying to you and was bringing forward in them. So that's my intention to do it again. The sun has gone away. That's annoying. It was making me look good. Okay. Anywho, work with me. Pretend I still look as decent as I did. There. Okay, that works. Alright. I'm not going to be able to sustain this, but I'm going to try as best as I possibly can. Okay. Wibble wobble. Okay, we're good? Good. Right. I'm gonna kind of put the kibosh on the jokes and the banter now, because the subject I want to talk to you about is not one that is laughing matter. It's kind of quite the opposite, really. I want to talk to you about fibromyalgia and depression. I think part of the reason I like to make a lot of jokes is because I am of what they called in Bath low mood. The team that I saw, they had me complete this huge amount of paperwork, and what their kind of diagnosis, if you will, is that I'm of a depressive state and low mood. So I'm going to explain to you how that comes about when you've got fibromyalgia and what that really means. I'm going to do my best anyway. I can only talk to you as best as I ever do from my own perspective, okay? I'm not trying to write the gospel. That's not what I'm about. I can only tell you what I know as a sufferer of several years now of fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed in 2007, and as I mentioned in earlier videos, I've been experiencing health symptoms and health problems since I was 2 years old. So we go back a while. Where to start? Fibromyalgia and depression. Okay. In the space of a half an hour, I can start off all cheery and positive in my attempts to get through the day, and before you know it, just the same way that sun keeps changing, I can go from Little Miss Cheery to and run the gamut between sad, angry, vulnerable, miserable, weak. And I don't mean weak in body, but weak in mind. That is, feeling like I can't do this, I can't cope, I can't handle what is being thrown at me, what's being expected of me. I can feel all of these things, and for some reason I have to put a lid on all of it. For some reason I have to pretend like I don't feel these things. I have to pretend like I'm coping. I have to pretend like nothing phases me, when it really could not be further from the truth. If I was to tell people how I feel when I feel it, honestly, I think everyone would run screaming from me, because there are so many elements of this illness that make you feel different things for different reasons. I feel upset because I can't brush my own hair. I feel useless because I can't go to the toilet by myself. I feel like a freak because I can't do that or wash myself. I feel like a burden because somebody has to be with me 24/7 in case I have a tremor attack. I feel like an invalid because I can't go outside in the sunshine by myself. I feel like a child because I need a chaperone 24/7. I feel like an invalid because I can't work like I used to do. I feel ugly because I've put on so much weight. I feel like something's wrong with me 24/7. When I say something wrong with me, I don't mean illness. I mean something's wrong with me in that I'm a failure. I feel lazy because I can't stay awake 9 through 4:30 like I'm supposed to be doing in preparation to go to Bath. I feel like a slob because I can't, if I get out of bed, I can manage maybe 2 steps to my commode, but then I can't get back in again by myself. I feel like an elephant because I can't lift up my own leg to put it on the bed. all these things, and people don't understand this because you can't understand it unless you feel it, unless you're in that position and you're in that predicament. I feel like a fraud because so many people think, yeah, she's really strong. So many people tell me how strong I am, and yet I can't manage the smallest thing. And I cry all the time, but I have to hide it. I've learned to cry silently so I don't draw attention to myself. Suicide crosses my mind often, but I'm not even in control of my own medication, so that would be a joke if I wanted to, put an end to things once and for all. But that doesn't stop me feeling like there's no point in my being here because I can't live like a human being of my age. I'm not going out to work. I'm not living in my own house because I can't afford to buy my own house because I can't afford a job. If I was to have a job, I wouldn't be able to maintain one because I couldn't manage going out to work. Couldn't even manage a part-time job. So that makes me feel like a lazy layabout. Times like that, I find it hard to see any difference between myself and, people on Channel 5 of a Monday night or whatever night that swindlers sort of seeking benefits, whatever them programs are, whenever they're on. I feel like I should be on one of them. And yet, I am in so much pain. There are times when I can't remember my own name. So then I feel miserable because it seems endless. It's never going to stop. People tell me, just hang in there. It'll be, it'll get there. You'll get through it. You'll get to the other end. A saying someone has kind of drilled into my skull of late is, we weren't brought to the valley of death to remain there. We were brought through the valley of death to come through to the other side. What if you don't feel like you're getting to the other side? What if, quite frankly, you don't want to get to the other side? You just want to sit there or throw yourself down on the ground with your thumb in your mouth and have a tantrum like a 2-year-old. No, I don't want to leave this place. I want to just stay here and not go through another day on this earth. I feel like that a lot of the time. Can't really tell people because it makes them angry or it makes them upset. There are people who are worse off than me, a lot worse off than me, older and younger. They get through the day. Don't see them complaining. So why am I whining? All these things, and it's so hard to express to somebody who hasn't been through these things what it is that I'm talking about and the sheer extent of misery that you feel. But you have to put a smile on it, and you have to, pick yourself up and get on with things, even though you don't want to. Because that is what living, quote unquote, that's what living is. Even when you don't feel like living, what if you don't want to come through any of these things? Well, okay. Sort of throwing my train of thought there. But I think you see my point. It's really not an easy life living with this illness. And it's not as simple and as manageable as people think it is. And what your own mind does to you and what you do to yourself in your own mind is not an easy thing to overcome. But you do because you have to. What else is there to be said, really? Fibromyalgia and depression go hand in hand because this is an illness that takes over your life, whether you want it to or not. it takes over your life, and all you can do is go along for the ride. It's like being the passenger in a car with someone who's joyriding. They're at the wheel, they're going at 120 miles an hour. You want them to slow down, you want to get out the car, but they won't let you. You've got no seatbelt, you've got no protection. All you can do is just hang on. And hopefully at some point soon, they'll catch their senses and slow down and stop the car. Fibromyalgia is that driver. That's all I can really say on this subject, because to be honest, I don't know what else I can say. I hope I expressed things to the, to a level that made things clear. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable subject. Till next time. Peace.